During this year's stewardship campaign, we talked about a cloud of witnesses, and we've continued to talk about generation to generation in our Advent season. And we've had people tell us about their cloud of witnesses on most every Sunday, and this is my Sunday. And when I was asked to talk about my cloud of witnesses, I first thought of my family. My family certainly shaped me and formed me, not only as a Christian, but as a Presbyterian Christian. My father and grandfather and great-grandfather were all Presbyterian elders. And my grandmother went to something called Assembly's Training School after her high school years, which was the forerunner of the Presbyterian School of Christian Education, which is now a part of Union Presbyterian Seminary. But as I thought more about my cloud of witnesses, I settled on one professor from my own seminary experience. Dr. Douglas Otati probably has more to do with shaping me as a pastor and shaping my understanding of ministry than anyone else I encountered in seminary or perhaps in my life. Doug was my professor of theology at seminary, and his classes were very challenging, but also enjoyable and deeply fulfilling. But Doug didn't just shape me on those days in the classroom. Doug hosted a gathering most every Friday afternoon, imaginatively called the Theology Discussion Group. And each week, someone had the responsibility of placing an article on a file in the library. And those of us in the group would go by and pick up the article, make a copy of it, and read the article. And we would gather at a bar on Friday afternoon. And we would enjoy a beer and discuss this article. Sometimes the article was a theology article, but sometimes it was on some current event or some activity in the world. And Doug always managed to draw out deep theological reflection on whatever the topic was, to draw out of us deep theological reflection. And Doug taught me how to see the world through theological eyes. And most Fridays we would retire from the bar and go to Doug's house and order pizza and continue the conversation and fellowship late into the night, sometimes into the wee hours of the morning. And I never quite understood how Doug's wife put up with this Friday after Friday after Friday. And I carry Doug around with me. And some of you have heard me quote him, because I quote him often a phrase that he gave me that informs my ministry and my understanding of church. Doug said that the entire Christian enterprise is about true communion with God and true community with others. And to me, that is church. Church is church when there is communion with God in community. And so I thank God that God placed Doug in my life and that he's continued to be an important part of my cloud of witnesses to this very day. Thank you.